Okay, guy I follow on YouTube, I found this out, but we're gonna talk about lit component today. Basically, they're web components, but it's more natural. It's a project by Google, and it's supposed to be faster than React, right? If you go down here, go. I'll leave these links in the not in the comment section, but in the video section. You can see here that the minified bundle is a whole lot smaller. Okay, it says it's about 8 to 10% faster. It does have a virtual DOM, and it shows that it has a lot better performance. Right now, I found this by watching this guy Chris Hawk right here. Right, his video is "It Time to Ditch React," and basically what he was saying in there is React has had its React is becoming about 10 years old, and he's thinking that maybe the life cycle is over, or is coming to an end. I'm not sure about that, because you can use these web components with React as well. I'll probably end up doing a video on that too, right? But he goes on to say that this might be the thing that takes over. This might be the next big thing, basically. I would recommend you watch this video to get his opinion, because it persuaded me to learn learn lit or whatever, right? So I'll leave a link in the bottom to that as well. All right. It does have, if you go on the lit website, right, it tells you to do npm lit to get started. Well, we're not going to do that, right? There's a better option. We have vite. Vite is like basically a project starter made by the guy that made Vue. I forgot his name right now, right? But we'll basically go through this right now, and we're gonna not do too much talking, and we're gonna do it like we used to it. So let's go ahead. Okay, so let's go back. Lit, clear. Okay. All right. So we'll call this. So basically, we'll copy this command down here, right? No, we'll use yarn. Yarn is faster. Okay, so we'll copy this right here. No. Why'd you go? Okay, I didn't want it to go. Okay, because I don't want to create a Vue app, right? All you got to do is change this down to lit.ts, lit TypeScript right down here, right? So let's go. Let me just make this bigger so you can see the whole thing. Okay, so we'll say lit.ts. So we'll get that template, and we'll say we'll call this my video. Alright, so let's go ahead and do it now. Alright, see how fast that was? Okay, so we'll go into my video. Okay, then we'll open my favorite editor, Visual Studio's Code. Alright, we'll close this out now. We don't need this anymore. Alright, and so open up a new terminal, and just go into package.json, and you can see you have the build script right here, and then you have the dev script. So we'll do okay, I forgot one thing. Got to do npm install. Probably can do yarn install, but I'll do npm install just Okay, so finally done. We had to do a yarn install. Okay. All right. So, all right. So everything's gonna be in this source directory right here. You're gonna have one element already. So let's see what we got. So we got npm run dev. Okay. So right? So you see we got this little counter app right here, right? Okay, and that's this file right here. Okay, so you can see you get the my element, and that's going to be from here or whatever, right? So we're just going to copy these things in here because we're going to need them. Alright, now we're going to create our own element. Okay, we're going to call that, main element. .ts for TypeScript. Okay, so we're just going to put this in here, and we're going to go to the main page, and we're going to put main element here. It's going to be the main component. Okay, and we'll leave that. Okay, so we'll leave that. Then okay, so what we need to do is we gotta create a class, and we'll call it main element, and it's gonna have to extend lit element. Okay, and what we're gonna have to do here is we have to return, or not return, I'm sorry, I'm messing up. We're gonna have to do a render. Everything's gonna be done in a render function, and then it's kind of like React or whatever, and then we're gonna return here. Okay, and it's got a special element. Instead of using JSX, what you do is use this HTML. What do they call this? It's not a decorator. I forgot what they called it, right? Let me go over here in the documentation. Okay, let's go down to rendering components. Okay, render mesh. Okay, template. Okay, well, I can't believe I forgot that. All right, so in this template, we're just going to do something easy. We're going to put an H1 in here, and we're going to put my page, or just put hello world. Okay, so it should render. Where's this vite app right here? This is my child content. Oh, you have to put I forgot, you have to put this decorator up here, custom element, and then you call it what it is, main dash element. Okay, so now this should probably work. Okay, it didn't. Where do you put this custom element at? We called it, oh, it didn't save, that's why. Main element, okay. So it didn't work. Alright, yeah, we have to export this class. Just make sure, export class. My element. Yeah, it should work. Okay, I see what I did here. I didn't. You got to change this to main element. That's the name of this file right here. All right, and now this should work. So see, we have hello world, right? Okay, so we got hello world there. Take this down. I was looking at that to fix the problem. All right, and say you want to have like, okay, you want to have a element, a child element inside of here. What you want to do is you want to put we'll clean this up and we'll put this on another line. All right. What you want to do is you want to put a slot in here. Okay, and now this will allow you to, whatever the child element is going to come through here, right? See, we can put another one in here too, and these will all just pass through, right? You can see, you know, that's basically that right there, right? Okay, and so you can also put templates in here as well, right? So when you put a template in here, you got to do a property or a state. Okay, there's two different types. There's a state and there's a property. A property, let's go with state first, right? So okay, so we'll put state. Okay, so at state, and we'll just make this we'll call this num, and we'll make this number equal to 0, right? And then we'll just put another my num. Alright, so in order to print this out or render this num, which is going to be 0, you have to put it inside of these $sign and these curly brackets, and you reference the class, so you put this .num, right? Okay, so you can see that's going to be 0. Let's make that an H1 so you can see it big, right? Okay, you can see my num is 0, right? We'll put a colon there so it'll make it clearer, right? Okay, my num is 0, so we can change this to, we'll change to 5, and that'll be 5, right? Okay, so state is, the state variable is only when it's going to be inside of this class. Only things that, because we're going to go to the property next. Okay, and we can do something like this. We'll put a button on here, right? Okay, button. We'll say click me. Alright, we can put a button on here, right? And in order to get these events, all the events work like this, right? You put that @ sign in the click, and then you put this this right here, right? And then we'll make a function called inc. Okay, so because we're just going to increment like they did in the come on now. And then what we'll do is this dot num plus equals 1. Okay, didn't like that. Okay, so I think I got to do num this dot num plus 1. Okay, didn't like that either. Okay, see what I did here. I didn't you got to change this to main element. That's the name of this file right here. All right, and now this should work. So see, we have hello world, right? Okay, so we got hello world there. Take this down. I was looking at that to fix the problem. All right, and say you want to have like, okay, you want to have a child element inside of here. What you want to do is you want to put, we'll clean this up and we'll put this on another line, all right? What you want to do is you want to put a slot in here. Okay, And now this will allow you to, whatever the child element is going to come through here, right? See, we can put another one in here too, and these will all just pass through, right? And you can see, you know, that's basically that right there, right? Okay, and so you can also put templates in here as well, right? So when you put a template in here, you got to do a property or a state. Okay, there's two different types. There's a state and there's a property. A property, let's go with state first, right? So okay, so we'll put state. Okay, so at state, and we'll just make this we'll call this num, and we'll make this number equal to 0, right? And then we'll just put another my num. Alright, so in order to print this out or render this num, which is going to be 0, you have to put it inside of this dollar sign and these curly brackets, and you reference the class, so you put this dot num, right? Okay, so you can see that's going to be 0. Let's make that an H1 so you can see it big, right? Okay, you can see my num is 0, right? We'll put a colon there so it'll make it clearer, right? Okay, my num is 0, so we can change this to, we'll change to 5, and that'll be 5, right? Okay, so state is, the state variable is only when it's going to be inside of this class. Only things that, because we're going to go to the property next. Okay, and we can do something like this. We'll put a button on here, right? Okay, button. We'll say click me. Alright, we can put a button on here, right? And in order to get these events, all the events work like this, right? You put that @ sign in the click, and then you put this this right here, right? And then we'll make a function called inc. Okay, so because we're just going to increment like they did in the come on now. And then what we'll do is this dot num plus equals 1. Okay, didn't like that. Okay, so I think I got to do num this dot num plus 1. Okay, didn't like that either. I expected a, oh, it's because I didn't put this in here. This dot inc. Okay, so you can see. All right, now the state will update. Right. So the state will update. It'll update this inside when it's inside of the class, right? But let's say you want to take this num from another place, right? You want to take it from. You want to take it as an attribute, right? So in that case, you change it to a property. Okay. And then so over here we'll put num as the property, and we'll make num equal 21, right? Okay, so now you can see num equals 21 because it's coming from here and it's coming through, right? and you know it'll still work. We can increment it. Bam, bam, bam. It's taking it as a string. Okay, so in order to fix that, we can make this the type number. Okay, and then now we get it working like it should be working. All right. Okay, so now we have the properties there, right? Okay, we can also split our components into different functions, right? So we'll just say, okay, paragraph, right? We'll put this there, and we'll do the same thing, return. Then we'll do HTML. We'll set up that template. Those are backticks, guys, not single quotes, right? And we'll just call this, we'll say P. And we'll say a template. And then you know what? We'll take in some text, right? Call it string. Alright. Okay, so and then we'll put txt in there, right? So now we can just oh man. Okay, there we go. So now we can just put this in this template right here, and we can make like our the small component inside of a component. So we'll call this dot paragraph, and then we'll put a template. We'll say temp1. All right, I'm just doing this on the fly. Okay. So now you can see we got temp1, and we can put temp2. Make that a 2. You see we got temp2 there, right? So that's how you can make templates outside of there, right? So now let's add some CSS in here, right? So we got to put let me go over to the documentation. Let's take all this out because we don't need this anymore. Okay, so styles, right? The connection is slow, so bear with me, guys. Alright, you make a static style, and this will make it global to the to the component, right? So let's do that. So static style equals, and now you have to use the CSS template, right? So CSS, and these are backticks again, guys. Alright, so we'll put a P in there, and this P will be let's give it a height of 200, and let's say background color we'll make them green, just for you don't put a comma, you put a semicolon, and we'll give it a color. The color will affect the text color, and we'll make that white. Okay. Alright, and that's styles, not style. So you can see we got our, why is it not giving me a height of 200? We'll make it 200 pixels. I think that's what it is. Yep, so we got 200 pixels right there, right? So we got our two templates right here, right? So now let's say Okay, these are all static like this, right? So let's go down here. We want to make it dynamic. We want to change the color of the background of one of those boxes, right? And what you use is this class map right here, right? So we'll take these two out, right? All right. So, and what we'll do is we'll create a new style. We'll create let's call it orange, and we'll give this a background color. You know what? No, we're not going to do that. We're going to put a class in here, right? So let's bring this all on the other line, right? So let's make a class called orange. And it'll be background orange. Orange. And we'll just copy this, and then we'll make this one blue. Okay, so we'll call this orange, and then we'll put orange in here, and we'll make that true. Okay, and we'll put we can make this no, we're not going to do it that way, right? I'll just make another p tag, right? Orange black background. Okay, and this, okay, they should all be green right now, right? So what we're gonna do in here is we're gonna put let me just go over to the documentation real quick. Okay, so we take the class and we make that true or whatever. So we put class in here and then the class map, right? So class equals then we put class map, and we make it this dot orange. Okay, so that one should be orange. What happened here? This dot class map. I might have to make that a property. Do you have to make that a property? Yep, I have to make that a property. Let's see if it works if I make it a state. Okay, it works if I make it a state as well, right? So you can see it's orange back, right? So what I can do down here, now that this is a state variable, is when we hit this right here, we can change this to we can go ahead and say orange, or yep, this dot orange is equal to, and we'll put blue true. right? And you can see that it's orange is, you know, because we have these two classes, orange and blue, right? So we're basically going to just switch it, right? And you can see that it switched that background to blue. We just switch classes or whatever, right? And we can change back and forth like that, right? All right. And then you can also, I think it says over here, you can put like a local style too, right? Okay, so next thing I want to show is what do we have? Life cycle decorators. Something else I wanted to show. Okay, now this does have a shadow DOM, right? So, in order to get elements, you can use this decorator here. This query. There's a bunch of different decorators, right? There's query. There's query all. Query async or whatever. So let me just show you how this works, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put an ID on this class, right? And we'll call this para, right? On this para class, right? So let's take this out of here. Where's this? It says query all. We want query, right? And we'll come up here and we'll make a we'll make a query here, right? And we'll call this para. You know, that's what we called it, right? Para. Okay, call that para, and then we add here the ID, right? And the ID was para, right? All right, so we have that para variable right there, right? Now, so now we have a selector to this particular. You know, we'll copy this. We'll copy this and. So you can see the difference. Alright, so now we have a reference to this para, and we'll call this, let's say para over here. Alright, so you can see we got para, you know, these are two orange, but we got para down here at the bottom, right? Alright, so we'll go back in this increment function, right? And then we'll put this dot, that's that underscore para, okay? We're just referencing this variable up here, which is connected to this ID right here, right? And then we'll put style. You basically just use this as the same. You use this basically how you manipulate the DOM or whatever. So you put style dot let's say background color. And then we'll make it purple. Spelled background color wrong. Okay. So now this should change color. I forgot. I think this is blue and this should be purple now. Okay, so there we go, right? So now you know how to use query selectors. You got all the DOM methods on there, right? So that's going to be it for now. We're going to do events and we're going to do routing in the next couple of videos. So subscribe so you don't miss that. So like always, thank you for your time and attention.